Hey guys, how you doing? This is Manga, etc. and I'm here today to bring you my first impression / review for the first chapter of Sakamoto Days. And now I've literally just got finished reading through the first chapter. I haven't even got my thoughts all together yet, but I like the series so far because basically what the plot of the series, what you get from the little plot of the series is that we have a hitman, no, an assassin, sorry, an assassin called Sakamoto, and he's just basically the best hitman in his verse, obviously. And now he was feared amongst the bad guys. You know, there's other hitmen; they respected him highly. He was just number one, the guy, the don. But he happens to fall into a trap, and now you're wondering what kind of trap that is. That he falls into a trap that takes him out of his way of life, and the trap that he falls into is that he finds a woman. Yeah. Every man in life is bound to fall into this trap, but yeah, basically, he finds a woman, he falls in love, he gets married, he has kids, so therefore he gives up that life, so to be the family man. And basically, what he ends up doing once he's given up that life and become the family man is that he starts a convenience store with his wife. And so he's retired. He's not about that hitman assassin life no more, and he's retired. So obviously that's where we pick things up. And even though he's retired, he's still got the skills. Obviously, he's not in his prime no more. He's put on a bit weight. No, he's got that daddy figure. He's put on that daddy weight, but he's still very impressive. Just from what we see in this chapter alone, he's still very impressive, and it can only get better. I want to see a prime Sakamoto, because what we see of it's just great. When you get to the action within this chapter, there's a bit where when someone's trying to shoot him, he takes apart the gun and I think it was a punch to like the guy that he tried to shoot him, and the guy that Charles was trying to shoot him was like, wait, what happened? What happened? What happened? And then there's a bit because you have another, when the secondary character is introduced, he's basically sent there to kill Sakamoto. So there's a bit where they're two are fighting as well, and he's on that Usopp action because he's got rubber bands. He's got rubber bands and like just stuff from the convenience store. And I'm saying this guy is sick. This guy is sick. This guy is sick. There's a bit where Sakamoto no, realistically, this shouldn't work. But it's anime, it's manga, so we have to allow it. So the secondary character, whose name is Shin, by the way, he shoots at Sakamoto, and Sakamoto just deflects it with a bit of candy. He spits his candy out, and then and the bullet ricochets elsewhere. So yeah, so that's basically my thoughts on Sakamoto right now. Obviously, he's going to be the main character, and skill-wise, strength-wise, he's very sick. Otherwise, he is a funny guy. In this first chapter, he hasn't said anything at all. He gestures for the most part for you to understand what he means. Plus, Shin, who I'll get onto on a bit, is a clairvoyant. He can read people's thoughts. So anytime that more than a gesture was needed to understand what Sakamoto was saying, or would have been saying, Shin can read his thoughts on that. So moving on to Shin now. So Shin, he is also a hitman who previously worked with Sakamoto. He previously worked with Sakamoto, and now part of the organization that they worked for is that if you try to leave this way of life, then you gotta get axed. So basically, this is why Shin is sent there. That's why Shin is sent off to Sakamoto. So Shin hops in there. He's basically introduced as a character. He's gone there to check out Sakamoto, just make sure he's got the right guy, etc. That kind of thing. It's during this time we find out he's a clairvoyant. He can read people's thoughts. There's actually a funny bit where that's introduced as well, because there's a bit where at the very beginning of the chapter where you have a kid. He causes like a little just mishap with an adult, and Sakamoto jumps in there to stop it. So what Sakamoto does is that he grabs his fist, and then the next thing you see is that he stabbed him with a pen. But this was just like what would have happened if stuff continued. Like it was kind of like seeing the future, what could have happened, and then there was another moment where Shin introduces himself, and then Shin sees the future of Sakamoto just palm striking him. I think it was a palm striking him to death straight away, kind of thing. So those are kind of funny moments. And like I said, I've literally just finished reading the first chapter. I wanted to do this as fresh and as excited as I could. So there's probably other funny moments within there as well. But yeah, I do reckon for the most part, because it is categorized as comedy as well. So I do reckon that this will be a very funny series. So with Shin now, like I said, he came there to kill him initially. He went there to check him out, find out it was him. He goes back to his boss, he makes a phone call, he's like, yo, okay, I found him. I don't really want to kill him. Do I have to do it? He's like, yeah, you have to do it. I was like, all right. He's like, all right, cool. He hops in there to kill him. He attempts to kill him. He couldn't do it. After they fight, actually, Sakamoto and his family actually like tend to his injuries and give him a food as well. They feed him as well. So this probably leads to so this probably helps to lead to why at the end of the day Shin couldn't do it. Not only because of the food and the treatment after the fact that he tried to kill them, but before all of that, when they actually did used to work together, Shin actually like respected him. Like I said at the very beginning of the series, it's mentioned that by certain people, Sakamoto was looked up to Shin as just being one of these people. So having looked up to him in the past, having worked with him in the past, and plus the meal and the looking after, even after the fact they tried to kill him, Shin couldn't actually go through with actually trying to kill him. So he goes back to his boss and he's like, I couldn't do it. Just let me take my life instead for his. And that's like, really? That's really good on Shin's part, because I'm only really doing that for family, for people that I love, like for people that have looked after me and stayed there for me for my whole life. But yeah, he was willing to do that. But being a clairvoyant, which will probably become very convenient at times. But there is a like a limit to how close people have to be for Shin to be able to use his clairvoyancy. So there's that. But yeah, being a clairvoyant, Shin hears the thoughts of his previous boss. Hears the thoughts of his previous boss, thinking that yeah, I'm not gonna really stick to what I said. I just want you dead, basically. So that's what leads to Shin trying to take out the boss, his boss, and the people present there was incapable to do that. Another speed feat by Sakamoto, because while Sakamoto was fighting Shin, he was able to put not a tracking device, a mic on him. So Sakamoto heard all of this, like knew where he was, and basically Sakamoto came there to help him, and they cleared through that. So, because at first I thought, no, he probably did know, because at first I was thinking Sakamoto knows eventually that someone will come for him because he was part of the organization. He's probably seen this happen before. He's probably been someone who is sent out to kill someone who's tried to leave the organization. So he probably knew they were coming for him. So maybe the main reason why he went to the warehouse to help Shin wasn't to help Shin, it was just to help himself out. But I don't want to believe that fully, because when the action was all said and done within this warehouse, Sakamoto offered Shin a job. And now, if there wasn't some sort of like for Shin, then Sakamoto wouldn't have done that. So there is that. So by the end of the chapter, they defeated again. This can't be the whole. This can't be the whole organization. Otherwise, there's not much of a story here to tell. So by the end of the chapter, at least part of the organization that was after Sakamoto have been all killed, and Sakamoto and Shin go back to their jobs. Shin has been given a job and he's going to be working there right now, and I don't know what happens next. But yeah, for now that's everything I want to say about the series. Funny, Sakamoto is great. He's a great character. I like him very much so far. Shin, he's alright. Get me, I'm still on the fence with him. Like, he still needs time to grow on me if he's going to grow on me, or if I'm going to develop hate through or whatever. That'll take time. As for the one problem I have with this series so far, and I said it for Build King actually, is that we don't know the end game. I feel like the end game of a series should be dropped within the first episode. If it's not going to be dropped within the first episode, fair enough. Do it within the first couple of episodes or chapters, whatever, whichever way we're rolling with it. But yeah, there's no end game right now, and that's the only thing I would say that was missing from the first chapter. So it's for those reasons, because I really did enjoy reading it, and I only have one problem with it. I'm going to give it a 4-star rating and call it a review. Like always, guys, I'm asking for your thoughts and opinions. If you haven't already, please go to my YouTube channel. Before I go, if I have caught you here. So basically, it looks like this is going to be a Sunday release. And now, I'm pretty sure I will be adding it to the roster. I think that's a given. But because I also do One Piece and My Hero Academia, which all drop at the same time as this, I will be doing the reviews for this on a Monday. Or if on the weeks that one of these don't drop, One Piece or My Hero Academia, then I'll do Sakamoto Days on the day it drops. But for now, it will be a Monday release. I'll catch you next Monday for Chapter 2. Like always, guys, I'm asking for your thoughts and opinions. If you haven't already, please go to my YouTube channel. But most importantly, take care. Have a nice day.